Hello, Algebra 3. Today's video, we're going to go over a few different properties of logarithms, and then we're going to use those properties to approximate the values of some different logarithm expressions. So the three properties we're going to go over the product property, the quotient property, and the power property. So let's get started first with the product property. Okay, so here's what the product property states. And if we take a log base b of m times n, that is the equivalent of taking the log base b of m plus the log base b of n. So let's look at an example here. If we had log of 6, okay, we were asked to expand that into two different logs, okay, we could look at it this way, okay? So we could take log of 6, and we could think of that as 3 times 2. Okay, so that would be our m times n, 3 times 2. And we could split that apart into two separate logs with the same base, log of 3 plus the log of 2. So that's how we could split it apart. We would figure out the different multiples of this and then add those together. Okay. But what if you were asked to condense using this same property? So let's take a look at, say, log of 7 base 2 plus log of 4 base 2. And we want to condense that into one logarithm expression. Okay, so we see we have addition over here. All we need is the same bases. Do we have the same bases? Yeah, we have a base 2 here, a base 2 here. We have an addition problem, so we can use this product property in reverse. So we'll have a log still base 2, but this is now going to be 7 times 4. Or that would equal a log of 2 of 28. And that would be our answer if we were going to be combining these two using the product property. Now, what you're going to run into in your homework with this is you're going to be given an approximate value of a couple logs, and actually it's going to ask you to come up with an approximate value. Let me give you an example. We'll have the log of 7 base 45. I'm sorry, the log of 45 base 7. And it'll ask you to come up with an approximate value for this, given that the log of 5 base 7 is equal to 0.827, and it'll give you the log base 7 of 9 is equal to 1.129. And what it'll ask you to do is it'll give you this expression right here and ask you to get an approximate value of that expression, giving these two facts, that the log of 5 base 7 is 0.827 and the log of 9 base 7 is 1.129. Okay, well, we don't have either of those numbers here. We have a log base 7 of 45, but we can split that apart. If we see that as log of 7, think of some factors of 45, 9 times 5, and now we're in business. We use our product rule to split this one apart. We'll have log of 7, or log base 7 of 9, plus log base 7 of 5. And you see those match up with the values that were given to us. So log base 7 of 9 is 1.129, and we will add to it log base 7 of 5, which is 0.827. Okay, and our approximate total on that would be 1.956. Now this type of problem right here is what you're going to find very similar to on your homework tonight. So we will now move on to the quotient property. Okay, so here's what the quotient property says. You can take log base b of m divided by n, and that is the equivalent of log base b of m minus log base b of n. Let's take a look at log base 3 of 24 minus the log base 3 of 8. And it wanted us to use the quotient property to condense this into one expression. Okay, so we can look at this. We have a log of the same base minus a log of the same base here, just like we have log base 3 subtracting log base 3 here. When we combine these, because we have subtraction 1, we're going to use division. So we'll have the log base 3. This first one will be our m, And the second one would be our n, so we're going to have 24 over 8, or that would just simply be the log base 3 of 3. That would be condensing these two logarithms right here into one using the quotient property. We would just be going backwards. Okay. Let's look at it going the other way. If I had been given the problem, the log base 8 of 4, and let's say it told us that the log base 8 of 8 is equal to 1. Of course, we know that's true. If this number and the base are the same, that's going to be equal to 1. It also gave us the log base 8 of 2 is equal to 0.33. And it's given this right here, and it's asking us to approximate the value of what this is using the quotient property. Because we know we're going to have to end up with some type of division going on right here where we have 4. If we look over here, what the problem's given us is the log base 8 of 8 and the log base 8 of 2. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4, isn't it? So we could rewrite this as log base 8 of 8 divided by 2. We haven't changed the problem, we just rewrote the 4 to 8 divided by 2. And now again, we're in business because we know what the log base 8 of 8 is and the log base 8 of 2 is. And we can rewrite this as log base 8 of 8 minus log base 8 of 2. And here's where these numbers come into play. So log base 8 of 8, that is equal to 1. We're going to subtract log base 8 of 2, which is equal to 0.333. Of course, that math comes out to 0.667. So there's our approximation of the log base 8 of 4 using the quotient property. Now let's take a look at the power property. Okay, so the power property states that if you have log of m to the n, that's the same as taking this exponent and moving it out to the front. You have n times the log of m. Okay, so what we did was we took this exponent and moved it right out in front. So let's go through a couple examples here. So let's say 5 times the log base 4 of 2. And we're going to use the power property to rewrite this. Well, just like you could take that n, move it out in front, you could also take this out in front and move it into an exponent position. So if we move that 5 into an exponent position, we'll end up with the log base 4 of 2 to the 5th power, or we could just simply rewrite that as log base 4 of 32. Okay. So this is rewriting this one using the power property. We can take that the other way as well. We have log base 2 of 8 to the 7th. Okay. All we do is we take this exponent here, and we're going to move that out front, and we can rewrite that as 7 log base 2 of 8. So that is the power property. Pretty simple in its nature, but it's one that you will use often if you're taking some more advanced mathematics classes. So email me if you have any questions. Go do your homework.